April 14th, my next guest is set to headline in the third fight card of the PFL regular season when he takes on Shane Burgos in Las Vegas, Nevada. He is the 2022 PFL Lightweight Champion, and he is probably the biggest gangster in all of Canada. He joins me today, Mr. Olivier Aubin-Mercier. Thank you so much for being here, OAM. You're the man.
Yeah, how are you, Tyler? You
I'm
good?
I'm well, sir. It's a huge honor to get the opportunity to chat with you. I've been following your career for a very long time, and I wanted to start off by addressing something that I feel is probably the biggest lesson any young fighter can learn from your career. You start competing at a very, very high level with not a lot of experience. I feel like there are so many guys out there that get these opportunities to go to the UFC, to go to the PFL, to go to Bellator, and just like you, 4 or 5, maybe 6 fights in maximum, now all of a sudden they're in the Shark Tank. And you've said multiple times in the media that you felt that it's important that fighters take their time and that you could have benefited from that earlier on in your career. For a young fighter that's out there, what's some advice that you would give in terms of like going up to the right level? Like at what point does it make sense, or is it maybe different for every single person?
Yeah, well, first, I have no kids. The reason why I needed that money and why I skipped maybe some class, it's because I had a kid. I had to get some money out of that because like it was not possible to for me to
Fight for
pay
no
for
money.
every yeah fight for no money. So that's the reason why I went to as a pro as soon as I could, and that's the reason why I went in the UFC as soon as I could. I think I was 4 fights in, and every fight were 1 minute, and then I went to the Ultimate Fighter, and I mean, what we were thinking is we're gonna get the experience in the Ultimate Fighter, but even in the Ultimate Fighter, the level was not there, so I didn't get that much experience. And in training, everything was great. I was training with GSP, I was training with the best of the world, but it's nothing in comparison. And when you are in the cage, when you're in the cage, you don't do what you do in the gym, because you don't have that experience. So yeah, I do think I should have waited a little bit more. But I'm still happy with everything that happened. I mean, I did what 12 fight, 13 fight in the UFC, and
Mm-hmm.
then I won a world championship in PFL. So yeah, I would have waited a little bit more, but at the same time, who knows what would have happened? Maybe maybe if I would have waited, I would be a champion in the UFC with less money.
maybe so. And we're talking about something that I think is really important when I think about you. When I think about your tenure in the UFC, like you had a lot of success. You fought a lot of really tough guys.
Mm.
And I was really surprised when they didn't renew your contract and you didn't get another fight. That was in 2019. You came off a 3 fight skid. Coronavirus is getting ready to start up. Fighting pauses for a moment. Like that must have been a very stressful moment in your life. And I'm just kind of curious, like, what did that uncertainty, like, what did you do to occupy yourself during that time? And how soon was it for the PFL to get a hold of you and tell you that they wanted you to fight for them?
No, I think like everybody during COVID, like nobody knew if it was the end. Is it the end of the normal world? So look, I knew there was like a chance that my career was done, but I was like, you know what, like personally, I don't think I'm there yet. So I'm gonna continue training, try to get a fight, wait to see what happened with COVID. And in the worst case scenario, it's the end of the world, but I'm really strong and I can freaking like attack my neighbor to get food.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my game plan. So it was a win-win for me to train. So I continue training, continue um, learning new stuff during COVID, and I really feel that I got better during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the reason is there was no pressure. Normally you fight, take a break. Okay, you have to fight again. there is no time for learning, and I really had a lot of time for learning for 2 years and a half, I think.
Mhm.
And that's it. That's why I think that's the reason I got this step.
This part of the podcast is brought to you by my friends at Uriah Faber's A1 Combat. Later on this month, on April 28th, there's going to be an amazing title fight that's going to be taking place between two really high level guys. This is a card that I'm really excited about. A lot of really interesting fights between some of the top up and coming prospects on the West Coast. I highly recommend you guys check this out. It is going to be streaming on UFC Fight Pass. So make sure you check that out. And if you're in the Southern California area, why not just go to the fight? I am going to go ahead and in the description for this video include all the information on how to attend or watch this event. Make sure you guys check it out.
I had some experience with in the UFC. Plus, I got better. At the end in the UFC, I fought Armand Saroukian. I fought Gilbert Burns, which was like really, really good open, and give me the experience. And after that, I got the little step to get even better.
At the end of the Saroukian fight, and you're back home, you're in Canada. When the PFL, like when they came out to you, like was that something that was in the back of your mind? Like I figured I'd hear from these guys. Was that something that you were considering, or did you have other opportunities that you were considering as well?
So the plan was to win the last fight in the UFC, and then negotiate with the PFL. I really like the format of PFL. So my goal was to go in PFL before my last fight in the UFC. But unfortunately, I lost. So let's say that negotiation was not as good.
Sure.
But we decided like to take the contract, and we were like, okay, maybe it's not the best contract, but I have a chance to win $1 million, and I do think I can do it. And look what happened.
And you did do that. And I think one of the things that was really surprising for me was I couldn't believe it. Like I read the news, I was like, holy shit, they got that guy. I couldn't believe they signed you. Like I was really excited about that. I was really surprised that the UFC didn't bring you back because, to your point, you fought some really, really difficult guys. I was just surprised that you were a free agent, and I was even more surprised that PFL got you because I was like, wow, they could like really build that entire division around him. And look what happened last year. And I wanted to kind of ask you, in the time that you have been in PFL, they started adding more and more sharks into the tank. You're not the only shark now. Obviously Shane is one of them, but there are other really talented guys in your weight class. I'd like to get your opinion, not just on Shane, but just the entire lightweight class as a whole. Do you feel like it's leveled up in a way in the time that you have been with the organization?
Yeah, of course. I think Shane is a really good competitor, but I think the man to beat it's of course me, and I think it's Schultz. I think we are the two best in the category right now. Don't get me wrong. I think Shane is really good, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen at 155. But I think Schultz is a harder matchup.
That's actually my last question. It is about Shane. Now you've talked a little bit about him in prior interviews. You've said that you're expecting the toughest, best version of Shane that there possibly is. I agree with that. I think the cut to 55 isn't going to be anywhere near as brutal as it has been for him in the past. He's a very, very big man, and he's still made the featherweight limit. Now that you give him another 10 pounds to play with, I'm expecting a faster version of him, a stronger version of him. He has an iron chin anyway, but I expect it to be even better now that he doesn't have to make such a cut. In your mind, sir, I'd like to just get your opinion. Like, what do you need to do just to beat Shane? Like, in your mind, what are some of the things that you're going to need to do to get your arm raised at the end of the night?
Well, I'm gonna have to adjust. Shane is a really tough guy to mimic, so I'm gonna have to adjust during the fight, even though my training partner tried to do the same thing as he's doing, but it's not possible. So that's the first thing. And Shane is the kind of guy who take a lot of risk during his fight. So I have to like learn from that and try to use that against him. But he is he's a barbarian. You know, he go there to fight, and I think I cannot go in the pocket and in the traffic and try to exchange with him. I think he's better than that. He's better at war than I am. I'm not really a warrior. I'm more a thinker, you know. So I have to be smarter than him, and that's pretty much it. You know, I'm conscious that I won't. After the fight, I'm gonna probably be bruised up. You know, all these fights are like this. You know, it's always a war, so it's gonna be interesting. You know, but yeah, I do think I just have to be smarter than him and make him think.
One final question has nothing to do with fighting. You had a birthday last month. I want to know, did you do anything cool for your birthday?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. My little girl and my girlfriend did like how do you say that, chasse au trésor, like not an escape game, but like they put like some letter and you have to
like an escape room.
Yeah, like something like this. I'm not know the word in English, but it's like kind of like something like this. And we after that we went to an escape room, and my daughter loved it. So we went there. We did 2 escape room, and then we went back. They made food. We watched movies. So I'm not the kind of guy that really appreciate going out anymore. You know, I'm getting older. I'm 34. I like to go to the restaurant, but big party is not my stuff anymore. And but I say that, but probably you're gonna like see some video of me after my next fight in Vegas, like drunk as I don't know, but normally I don't like it. So
hey,
yeah, I did a little thing with just my daughter and my girlfriend at home.
Well, hey, you know what? I'm a family man too. I completely understand. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock at night. I can barely stay up for all these fights that happen too late for me. The Canadian Gangster, it was a huge honor. I really enjoyed interviewing you today. I'd like to give you the last word, though. If there's anyone that you would like to thank or any sponsors or teammates that you'd like to thank before I let you go, sir, I'd like you to have that opportunity before we conclude.
Yeah, I can thank my my sponsor. Yeah, le repère du gentleman. It's like they do like suit, you know. It's gonna be so like pretty on my suit. Like I'm looking forward to show that. And Placement Global is like a thing from construction. If you need a constructor, you can go and ask them. And last thing, maybe I can say it's you know I bought a bidet, you know, like 2 months ago. I just want to put it out there that it's great, you know, to have a bidet. It's really amazing, and you know, like men, we piss standing up, you know, but I stopped doing that because of my bidet. Like I'm always sitting on my bidet, like you know, it's hot. The seat is hot.
Hey,
so
that sounds good to me.
Yeah, so I just want to say that, and don't be ashamed of that, you know, because I'm a little bit ashamed, you know. All our life, people telling us like, "Yo, you're a man, you have to be standing up."
Hey, you know what?
I don't know. Yeah.
I think you're the champion. I think you can do whatever the hell you want, and piss
that's what I
however
think
you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate your time, sir. You're the man. This was a huge honor for me, and I look forward to having you back sometime in the future. God bless you.
God bless you too.